University today. We're here on this vibrant day celebrating Stree Utsav with the women of today for today. So Stree Utsav is an event in collaboration with INDGenius organized by Women Empowerment Club, and along with me I have a dynamic range of panelists that we had today. Starting with Ms. Roopa, followed by Advocate Smita. Then we have Ms. Swaroopa, we have Ms. Aanchal, and we have Ms. Swathi. So starting off with Ms. Roopa, what is your message to the youth for today?
Hi. The biggest message is be good, do good. First to yourself so that you can do the same for the society. Always. And I was very happy to be here and to see the children. You know, for us, you all are children. So to see them so involved in creating something different, something new, continue doing something new every time. It is so beautiful to be a part of such a blessed event. So stay connected to the divine always.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am is also a spiritual leader, which I think would explain the positive aura. Thank you so much for being with us today, ma'am. Moving on to Advocate Smita. Ma'am, what do you think is the change that we need to bring about, especially in an institution? What would be the most, possible reforms that should be brought about to see a much more promising change?
I think foremost is that we need to be aware of our rights. We are aware of our surroundings, what is going on, because we are so busy with our lives that we fail to notice what are the changes which have been taking place, not just at the national level, but at the international level. So keeping that in mind, we need to keep up the pace. Also, understand the fact that we do not lose our traditions. There has to be a right balance, right approach towards life. So that is which I feel that our youth should focus on, that even if we adapt foreign culture or their ideas, but at the same time, let's not forget who we are, from where we have come, because that is very important. And if we lose faith in our traditions, culture, we are not going to be anywhere.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was very well put. Moving on to Ms. Swaroopa, ma'am. Ma'am, what do you think are the learnings that we need to seek from our Indian literature?
The top, we can learn a lot from Indian literature, especially from the ancient corpus of Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads. Apart from being wonderful, timeless stories, there is a reason why we still talk about Mahabharata, Ramayana today. Whereas maybe Game of Thrones after 20 years, nobody would be talking about it, right? But at the same time, I think if you ask me to point one learning, I would say Purushartha. So Dharma, Artha, Kama. Dharma is how we are contributing to the larger world around us. We are making the world sustainable. Artha, how we are securing our future, the future of our descendants. Kama, how we are enjoying the now, indulging in the now. And all the three have to be in a balance. All kinds of crisis happens because one of the three is missing. So once we get our Purushartha framework right, I think, the youth are sorted, actually. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we have a lot to learn from our past to, reflect the same in the future. So, Ms. Swathi, you're the youngest amongst us here today. I'd like to know how it is to firstly, bring about the confidence in you to come in a social media platform. And moreover, how do you manage, your academics? How do you manage your social media, and what thought it exactly goes into everything?
Firstly, thank you so much. Talking about how we get the confidence, I'm pretty sure it takes a lot of time to get where we are here. Pretty sure when I started off, even I was fumbling in front of camera and not very much confident. But over a period of time, when we have the consistency and the discipline to do something, that is something that takes us here, what we are trying to do and what we are achieving ahead in life. And talking about how do I manage my time, it's not a good thing to talk about, because it's really hard to manage academics with both the parents involved in the academic field, balancing academics, events, my social media and my college fest, because me being in the student council, it's really very hard. But if we have a schedule and if we are clear on our priorities, I think that helps us in sorting out things. If we know what is to be on a top priority and what is that can be avoided at the moment, we can balance out in time. And yes, it is going to be hard for a while, but once we are equipped with the schedule there, it is easier to manage that way.
So I think prioritizing is the key here. So that was very well said. So now, Ms. Aanchal, I'd like to ask you about the right feminism. As we see that in today's world, we also have pseudo-feminists. So what are your views on what is actually the right feminism?
Awesome, thank you. At the outset, I would just take like a minute to congratulate the team here at Presidency for the show that you've put up. I think it's phenomenal. Reflecting back, when I was probably your age 14 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to do that. So I think that is a huge, huge compliment for you guys to be able to put something like this. Feminism, you know, if you ask me, I wouldn't be able to define it myself. It has become so diverse in definition now and open to so many interpretations that we all have very conveniently interpreted it to our, to whatever suits us. But for me, number one would be to be in touch with the feminine side of yourself, to recognize that you're a woman and you're beautiful and one of the most beautiful creatures of God, irrespective of what anyone tells you. And a lot of times we as women tend to underplay ourselves just to fit in. I think that's the biggest mistake we make, because when we are meant to stand out, why do we want to fit in? So that's something that we should really embrace in this world of men and men setting all the rules. If you want to succeed like men, then you're probably in the wrong race. So decide your race and, you know, run that race, because then you're probably doing it right. So that's for me. I would also say that feminism is only going to succeed if we understand it well and we pass it rightly to the next generation. Let's not set up our daughters, our future daughters and sisters and friends to failure, because that's not what we want for them. And most importantly, and this message is actually for boys and girls both, while you're in college, while you're young, forge the best kind of friendships, because the older you get, the harder it becomes. And these friendships could maybe, you know, convert into transactional friendships where you become each other's co-founders and start businesses together, or the biggest confidants of each other, you know, sharing family problems to children problems and maybe even, you know, grandchildren problems someday. So I think that's how I see feminism and the power of having a women companion throughout our lives. So thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So that gives us the message that college life is the best life, and maybe, you know, we can have our base set here. So thank you so much. It was wonderful interacting with all of you. Your dynamic thoughts, your, you know, thought process, your perspectives, your learnings, it's all helped us so much. Thank you so much for taking out the time and being with here today.